Hi, it's Dr. Liz here. I'm going to be talking to you today a little bit about fine motor skills with the use of beads and zoobs. So one of my favorite manipulatives to use with my students are zoobs. Zoobs are these tiny little manipulatives. It has kind of a circle at one end and a C shape at the other end, and it takes a little bit of force to be able to press them together. And children are able to use more of a gross grasp to be able to do that, which is a precursor to being able to use smaller items like pop beads. So one of the fun things about zoobs is they come with these little heads. So this is a Zoob Dude rock climber, and this is his little pack. There's a guide that comes with it, and of course there is a Zoob guide that has different animals and shapes that kids can make. And if those are a little bit challenging, sometimes I'll just have kids put the zoobs in a line, and then they can place a head on the end, and we have a zoob sneak. So that works too. The next step up to that would be regular pop beads. Sometimes when you get these kits in the store, they come with small circle pop beads that can be very challenging to put together. If you try them yourself, sometimes you can kind of weed out some of them that are more challenging and leave in ones that are a little easier for kids to manipulate. But if they come with some of the shapes, like animal shapes or whatever else that are a little larger, that's very helpful because it's a nice step up. And if the kiddos are having a hard time making a full necklace, you can certainly just work on 2 at a time. Sometimes I'll just say, you know, let the butterflies hold hands, they're friends, and then we put them aside. And then of course here's the bears are friends, they're holding hands, and then we put them aside. And so they're just doing 2 at a time instead of having to make like a whole bracelet or something like that. The next type of bead is just regular beads that would go on a string. So this is just a wooden bead kit from Melissa and Doug, and has different types of vehicles. And of course your children would be using bilateral skills in order to be able to take a bead. They have to hold the bead in one hand, the string in the other hand. They have to use their eye-hand coordination to get the string through and shift the string until it comes out the other side. And then they're going to have to switch hands to be able to pull it out. So there's a lot of skills involved in that, and it takes a little bit of time to kind of get the hang of it. One of the things that I like for kiddos to be able to do once they've put a lot of cars or vehicles on their string is to be able to count how many they've put on. And this is a great way to work on tracking skills. So if you're holding the beads, you can use the string almost like an abacus, where the children can take the bead that they're using and they have to bring it across the string, but they're actually tracking it as they go. And when kids are very young, they might be moving their head as well, but then you want to start seeing that dissociation of head and eye movement. So they may be looking at it at first, and then you want them to just use their eyes to follow the car or the truck or the helicopter. One of the other things I do is I will hold the string down towards the bottom of their chin and up this way. When I'm facing them, obviously it looks like this, and then they can count as the vehicle is driving down towards them, and again they're following with their eyes as the vehicles drop down. Okay, it's great to work on visual tracking as well as convergence of the eyes. So you're hitting those ocular motor skills at the same time that you're working on those fine motor skills. And if we step up to the next level and you are working on making that jewelry and it gets a little bit more fun, you can certainly use pony beads. And if kiddos are having a hard time putting string through that, you can always use pipe cleaners. That's very helpful, and they make wonderful bracelets. And as your children get a little bit older, some of my older students really still wanted to work on fun things in therapy sessions, and so I was able to get very fancy beads, and we were able to make these really beautiful bracelets. We used memory wire for that, so I was able to twist the wire at the end, but the students were able to string all of these beads on there and make some beautiful jewelry. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video.